my motivation is when people overlook me the most in life.
So you sound like you've been a little bit of like misunderstood.
The Millennial Believer. I'm Stu Animal here. My co-host is always the one and only. He's the man. He's the brand. Jay Thomas.
Good to be on set with you as always. You know, we're here with Dan Stacy. This guy is 18 years old, Cincinnati native from Mason, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Met this guy at Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah, it's crazy. 4 years ago.
And you were...
Little freshman.
How
yeah.
old?
Gosh, what, 15? I couldn't even drive yet. My mom probably drove me there for real.
So we kept in touch via social media. So the power of social media, and you know, from where I've seen you grow from 15 to 18, man, I'm proud.
Thank you.
This guy, he's going to University of
Dayton,
majoring in what?
Entrepreneurship. Go Flyers, man.
So, you know, the millennial generation, we're going to talk about millennial entrepreneurship and how, you know, you're never too young to get started, you know, while you're even getting your degree.
Absolutely.
So that's a big accomplishment for you. So did you play sports in high school?
Yeah, so I played basketball my freshman, sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I changed to football my junior, senior year. I always was good at football. That was probably my better sport. But my coaches recruited me a lot more to play, so I decided to make the switch. But
did you ever want to play in college? Or
I thought about it. I definitely thought about, you know, walking on to maybe Dayton or smaller schools. But, you know, I kind of want to stick with the books, you know, and get my degree. So focus on that.
Okay, that's what's up. So why'd you choose Dayton at all schools?
Well, mainly because of the degree. I mean, entrepreneurship is what I want to do. So that's the main thing. And it's close to home, close enough, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, but I love the environment there. I love the school, so...
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
So I will be up there. You know,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Visiting UD.
You said you haven't been there yet, so
shout out to Jordan Seibert, Princeton native from UD. You know,
Jay's idol.
Who?
Your idol.
Oh.
He gave a little laugh at that one.
Anyway, back to, you know, entrepreneurship, millennial entrepreneurship. So what made you even pursue that? How did you know, like, at a young age?
Entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's what you wanted to do.
So growing up, I was always surrounded by business. My dad owned a small business. My mom was in corporate America, so I saw best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. So from a young age, I was instilled, you know, you got to work hard to make a living, but also, like, business is business. So from a young age, like, that was always installed in me by both my parents, whether they meant to or not, you know, because I just was around it all the time. But, you know, I actually started another business that was very unsuccessful when I was a freshman in high school.
Really?
Like selling shoes, yeah.
What was it called?
It was called Community Kicks.
And what happened?
Shout out to everybody who was involved with Community Kicks. It was bad. It was real bad. Me and a bunch of friends actually came together and were like, oh, you know, because that's when shoes were real popular. Real popular. So, yeah, it just didn't work out. Everybody moved on, and it just wasn't good. Well, I always wanted to progress it. I mean, I was definitely like the head man of it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, when you're surrounded by unmotivated people, it doesn't necessarily go that far. Or the same vision as you.
So did it just fade off, or was it a point?
Definitely faded off, for sure, yeah. It's like off the map. Like,
so was there a time, though, like, did it just by itself, like, oh, dang, remember when we did? Or was it like, okay, we ending this right now?
No, like, it just faded. It faded in, you know. Everybody kind of moved on, and, you know, so.
So you say your dad, he's a businessman?
He was, yeah. He actually passed away when I was going into my freshman year. Okay. So he owned a small business in Hamilton as a flower shop.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you. No, it's all good. Yeah.
But that's, you know, proof that any tragedy can be turned into triumph.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You can use any story in your lifetime to, you know, turn into a blessing. Yeah. And you can't have a testimony without going through a test.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So shout out to you for staying strong with that.
Yeah. Thank you. But it's just, again, it's more motivation too. You know, I mean. And again, that's another big thing too. Is, you know, him running a small business. It shows how, you know, influential he was too in my life. You know, to run his own business. So, for me to step into his footsteps in a way is pretty cool too. So, that's something, you know, more motivating for me as well. So.
Okay, that's what's up. So with now, like, what are some of your goals, like with entrepreneurship, and like where do you see yourself, like business wise, like after college?
Well, I mean, I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm not rushing anything.
Right.
You know, by the time I graduate, so many things will change in my life, but in, you know, the world around me. So I'm real open to anything. But right now, I'm sticking with Bold Concepts for, like, right now.
Bold Concepts.
Yes,
so
sir.
Tell us more about that. What is Bold Concepts? Why did you choose that name? What's it all about? What do you do?
Okay.
Tell us about your business.
So Bold Concepts is a graphic design platform for people with marketing needs. Makes them market themselves a lot better, whether it's through logos, edits, anything social media related. I'm the place you go to. But at the same time, it's for me to express myself artistically. I've always kind of prided myself in being multidimensional, you know, involving with the people with the structure of business, but also at the same time, our artistic mindset of creation and innovation. So I feel like that just gives me best of both worlds, you know, structure, but also the freedom to do what I want.
Gotcha.
But Bold Concepts, actually, I came up with the name. Bold is actually an acronym. Bold is an acronym for Being Overlooked Daily. Is the acronym. So Bold Concepts. But what that means is, like, my motivation is when people overlook me the most in life.
So you sound like you've been a little bit of, like, misunderstood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Misunderstood. You got it right.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that.
But so being overlooked daily. So basically, it's like most things that happen to me or that motivate me the most is when I'm overlooked. So, like, whether it's, you know, your coach, your manager, girls, friends, whatever.
I like that.
Like that's
we over here smiling at you.
Being overlooked daily.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
That is amazing.
You got any T-shirts?
Yeah, I was just about to say
Actually, hold up. I got a few gifts. I've got a goodie bag. Hold up.
Oh,
we got gifts.
Very good.
I got two things.
Being overlooked daily.
So these have not been released yet.
Wow.
Probably by the time this video gets out, they'll be released. But these are the first official stickers of Bold Concepts.
Wow.
Very good.
That's our secondary logo. So shout out to Sticker Mule. Shout out to Sticker Mule. Yes, sir. Designed by me. So each of y'all got a few. I've got packs. But as you can see on the bottom, that's going to be our website, is beingoverlookeddaily.com. So by the time this video comes out, this will be out. So each of y'all got one. So that's all for you guys.
Our first guest to bring us gifts.
Man, I'm not even done yet, man. There's more. I'm like Oprah.
Oh, he's like Oprah, Ellen. You know.
And then, like I said,
so I put this, like, on my laptop.
Yeah, that's the purpose. It's for marketing purposes. Absolutely. You know, for you to put on your laptop.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Make it official.
Hey.
Get it on camera.
Hey, there we go.
On camera.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
But so yeah, like, you put it on your laptop, you put it around somewhere. Somebody's like, bold. What's bold? Why is it repeated 3 times? And
Get the camera off. Okay, good.
so, but that's what it's for. It's just marketing, you know, for people to spread it out and see it different places too, you know, and different people using it. So
best form of advertisement is word of mouth.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Sir. And you know, I want people to believe in the brand too. So when they're repping it, I want them to believe in it.
I believe in it.
You know what I'm saying?
I will be wearing a shirt.
Yeah, absolutely,
for sure.
Well, this is it's something a little bit different. So, like I was talking about, my dad passed away when I was going into 8th grade or freshman year, and just this year I did a fundraiser for skin cancer, and I raised $1,000. It was super successful, and it was called It was called Huddle Up for Hope. And the biggest form of how I made money was through T-shirts.
Okay.
So I designed them and everything, got a bunch of sponsors and all that kind of stuff. So I got each of you, even my man Steph in the back there, the official Huddle Up for Hope shirt. So all y'all got one.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Good.
Anytime.
Good.
Yeah. So
you know, free T-shirts is almost like a new car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So I mean, y'all got one.
Hold that up. Hold that up. Good.
So yeah, we got goodie bags
for skin cancer.
Skin cancer research. Yeah.
Is that what you passed from?
Yeah, skin cancer, melanoma.
All right. So for you guys remember the Iowa Awareness Foundation pediatric brain cancer research.
Yep.
So you know, cancer is cancer. Cancer sucks. So
Absolutely.
I love to always get involved with all different types of causes and keep people's names alive. I'm very proud of you, man, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. You know, I think part of it too is, you know, I hate that my dad's not here with me, but you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I wouldn't have got awareness out for this if you know, my dad didn't pass away, and I might have, you know, potentially saved lives as well. You know, through just, you know, saying, you know, don't go to, you know, tanning salons and wear sunscreen and that kind of stuff. So indirectly, I feel like I'm helping people too, and using my platform, my little platform, you know, of whatever, how many followers I have or whatever, you know, to make awareness for it and do something good. So
Exactly. For sure. You got anything, Stu?
And well, just saying, like you were saying with the the platform, it's very important no matter how many followers, how many that we always try to make an impact, because a lot of us are like, I want to change the world, but man, that you might have a small following, but it can make a big difference.
Right,
if you change one person's point of view, you changed their world. You see what I'm saying? And that's powerful. You know, and so everybody needs to look more into using whatever you have and just trying to do the best you can with what you have.
It's baby steps. You know what I mean? No matter if you help somebody walk across the street safely, or invest millions of dollars into something. It's just that one little thing makes the world a little bit of a better place. So it's always been my mindset. So
primarily with marketing, you use like stickers.
Yep.
Are you into social media? What social media?
For right now, with Bold Concepts, we're on Instagram strictly. It's just a good place for me to document everything I made. Okay. But the website will be coming out soon, so that will be the other form of social media per se.
Yeah, social media is very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's literally how I started out my nonprofit.
Yeah,
it's just through social media.
Right. Yeah.
So if you can learn how to just use that, it can be a blessing.
Yeah. Well, even stuff like stickers and shirts, it's the visual that people see, when you're walking down the street, and I've seen this many times where I'll be at like the grocery store, right? And I walk down the aisle and I'm like, oh man, that person's wearing that Huddle Up for Hope shirt. Like, dang, that's so crazy. But it's cool because then like everybody that sees that person is like, what's Huddle Up for Hope? You know what I mean? Right. Like, what's that? And then maybe ask, and then it starts a whole conversation, and it's spread to that one more person. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, it's the more visual representation. I think that's what Bold Concepts is about too, is this visual representation of like who you are, and then your brand, and makes it that much better. It shows who you truly are.
Right.
So that's kind of what my whole...
Well, we definitely support you.
Thank you, yeah.
Like me and Stu always talk about, if you have a friend that started or owns a business, support them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if we can support Logic and G-Eazy at a concert, people we don't know.
Right, yeah.
Right. We can support people we locally know.
Right.
Absolutely.
Most
Absolutely.
definitely,
It makes sense. So
it really does make sense.
Support your friends, support your family.
Absolutely.
And support local family-owned businesses. Support people that you know.
For sure.
Yeah. It's very important because it's crucial in the sense that it takes support, man. Like some people quit, just because somebody in their family is like, oh, you smacked, or like just something small that for real, but something small like that people the other person is like, oh, I was just playing, but that other person was already on the verge of like quitting. But in your little joke or your little, you're not supporting them, and there's been so many times where people I personally know, I'll post a show, they won't share it
exactly,
but they'll share like World Star. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, but people, they choose what they want to represent, what their brand is.
We support trends and, popularity versus value.
Right. Yeah. Well, part of it too is like when I see somebody do that doesn't support me, but supports, like you said, World Star. Again, that's more fuel to the fire. That's that overlooking that I see. They're about to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to be even better than. You know what I mean? That's just what more motivation for me.
Being overlooked daily.
Yes, sir.
Man, I love that.
You should get some wristbands.
Yeah. We'll be on some stuff. Yeah.
That for sure.
We got a lot coming, so definitely stay tuned.
So, what has been your biggest challenge? You think
with Bold Concepts?
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur
in general,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff. A lot of it's the support. I mean, obviously, when you're a graphic designer, people have to trust that your product's good. And, people come to me, I think, and see that it is good, but nothing to the level of being paid. I'm being paid for something that I do. Because that's what's big with art, too. You see stuff like people talk about contemporary art and how it's so crazy and how it's nothing, it just could be like a fork on a table and people consider that art. But let's say the name behind it is Picasso, it's going to be worth $1 million. So I think it's just kind of building up my name as an artist and as an individual is definitely difficult. And I'm still working on it, and I still got a long way to go. But
so you're a graphic designer?
Yes, sir.
You do
graphic design is a form of art, so I feel so it's kind of both.
So, like, going into your freshman year, what are some of your goals? Like, how do you plan on leveraging, college as a platform to grow network?
Absolutely.
Networking is very critical because it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Right.
So what are your plans when you get to UD? What's your game plan?
Well, I mean, just to reach out to as many people as I can is the big thing. But at the same time, I want to still learn a lot. I mean, I got to be like a sponge. I'm only 18, like you guys were saying. You know, I got a lot to learn. So
it's 4-year or 5-year program?
4-year, yeah. Maybe do something later. We'll see. But you know, I got to learn. You know, I still got a lot to learn about business. I'm not a Steve Jobs or anything quite yet.
Right.
Notice I said yet.
You read any like financial? You reading financial literacy books?
I don't, but it's more. I think for me, it's part of it's experience too. I mean, I'm 18, like I said, and you know, being in the role of somebody to own a business, you know, that's something you can't really teach. So
that's true. But see, now that you said that, let's get into this. You know, great point.
Yes, sir.
And I know this is going to lead to a lot of conversation. You said it's something you can't teach.
Can't, man.
But what do you think about, you know, a lot of people who want to, you know, either they're an entrepreneur or they're an actor or they are whatever, a dancer, a singer or a rapper or whatever. And that's what they want to do. But they're like majoring in like English or, you know, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think it describes what the person is. I think I've always felt that a GPA describes the most about you, not because you're smart, but of how hard you work. And, you know, if you have a good GPA and you want to be a rapper, more power to you. That makes you a better rounded person, but also shows how hard you work. You know what I mean? Like, it may not come easy for you, but
it definitely shows hard work and discipline.
Exactly, which everybody needs. You know, no matter what your profession is, rapping, singing, you know, doing graphic design, you know, hard work is a quality that everybody needs to have to be successful. So that's what always my mindset's been. I've always prided to do well in school.
Did you do well academically in high school?
I did, absolutely. Yeah, 3.7. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, but again, you
managed your grades. You were an athlete, and you were working on a business.
Yes, sir.
So it can be done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're 18. Like
I'm 18. Yeah.
How did you manage to do that at 18? You know, most 18-year-olds aren't starting a business.
Right. So for the millennials out there, this is why it's so important that we're talking about this now, millennial entrepreneurship, because so many people aren't even well informed of what entrepreneurship is.
Exactly, right.
They don't get it.
They don't even know how to pronounce it. I've heard entrepreneur. Was that French? What is that?
Right. What do they do?
Right.
You know, entrepreneurship helps create jobs. We problem solve. So, like, looking at like our world today, how would you say as millennials, our generation can be the new leaders for entrepreneurship? What do you think we can do? That's a good question, Stu. What do you think our generation can do to solve some problems in our economy, just going forward?
For sure.
How can we rise up now? What can we do?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in the probably the biggest era of our world in terms of we have so many resources. I mean, gosh, right now, I mean, we're about to be on YouTube, and I'm on Instagram. I mean, those things were never created. That can reach so many more people than ever before. So I think with that, the reach that you now have, that everybody has, you know, anything's possible. You know, I really think that, you know, Bold Concepts, for example, can reach somebody outside the borders of the U.S. just through social media or just through word of mouth. I really believe that, where a long time ago it was a lot more difficult. So I think with this time period right now, we're in a very critical era where a lot of people are, you know, saying we don't have much to do. We don't have a chance right now. And that, you know, we might not have the quality of life that we, you know, aren't supposed to. But we've got it. I mean, we are just as innovative as generations before us, in my opinion. It takes one person. It really does. Yeah. It takes one Steve Jobs. It takes one person to change the world. One Martin Luther King Jr. to do one thing. So
you're one invention from changing your destiny.
That's true.
Well, and another thing too is I've always had this mindset is that I remember like when I was trying to get into real like fitness stuff is I always, you know, wondered like, okay, how do I get in the best shape? You know, how do I get strong? How do I get fast or whatever? And I remember my trainer told me was basically like, if you want it, you'll get it. You know, you're going to work hard enough. And I think that's the mindset that I've always had too is like, if I want something, I'm going to work my butt off to get it.
If you truly want something, you'll find a way.
Exactly. You know, and time's not an excuse. You know what I mean? And I think about like Bold Concepts. Like this whole summer, you know, I work another job. I don't own it, obviously, but it's something I work, and I get off, you know, if I close at a shift at 11 or 12.
Part-time job?
Yeah, part-time. You know, I'll be working on designs until 3, 4, 5 a.m., and I got to wake up and do the same thing. You know, you find time for things you do that you want to do. So, and that's with anything. That's with if you want to lose 30 pounds. That's if you want to start a business. That's if you want a relationship. You make time.
And another thing, that's such a great point.
We love having you on the show.
Yeah, great point, because earlier, just a few minutes, you said if you want, you'll find a way to do it.
You really want something, you'll find a way. If you don't,
absolutely, absolutely,
exactly. Because a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, I don't know that." Like, dude, there's nothing that you cannot learn how to do on the internet. If you have a phone, you can learn to do anything. Internet. There's no excuse. Bookstore. There's, like you said, resources. Not even.
You could even go a step far. I think about when the Wright brothers created an airplane. Like, whoever thought we'd be in the air, traveling?
I think about it all the time.
Think about the moon landing. Like, that's like stuff like that is what's crazy. You can dream anything. I believe anything's possible if you work hard enough for it. So
anything's possible. I got another quick thing for you, Mr. Millennial. Shout out to you for wearing that, supporting my clothing line, Jay and Tom. Mr. Millennial is a lifestyle brand. Yes, for the millennials. It's a lifestyle, it's a movement. So how would you identify with yourself? How would you describe what being a Mr. Millennial is all about? How would you describe that that's what you are?
Yeah, well, I think for me, I think of people my age, the first thing that you do once you're, like, let's say, done with the sports season, and your parents probably get on you when you're 18 and 17 is, oh, you got to get a job. Oh, you got to get a job right now. You got to make that $9.50 an hour or whatever, or like for me, I do have a job, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to get it myself. I'm not going to be under the limits of, working 9 hours a day, this certain pay, clocking out at lunch. I'm making my own hours and doing it myself.
You're working for yourself.
Right. And I think that's what, people in our, the millennials think is, oh, I got to go to this job, I got to go to this school, I got to, have this internship, and you can do all that yourself. It's hard. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But I think it's possible. And that's kind of my mindset, again, is where you got to work hard enough to do it.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Mr. Millennial feature, Dan, Stacy. We're so grateful to have you, man.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And I'm just looking forward to seeing how God will use you and all the things you're going to do, throughout college. And you've inspired me, just hearing it. Because I got started in entrepreneurship at 19, so you got me by a year.
Right.
But still, at 18 years old, having a great GPA, going to the University of Dayton, former athlete, you're doing
He's doing it. It's amazing.
You got anything, Stu?
Go ahead and end with your question of the day, as usual.
Question of the day is, ask yourself, if you're sitting in the room and you're the smartest, then you're in the wrong room. No matter how old you are, get in a room with other people, whether they're younger or older, and they're smarter than you, and you can learn from them. And network. Because, the power of social media, me and him stay connected. And
absolutely.
Entrepreneurs, we connect because you never know how we can get each other to the next level. So ask yourself who you're surrounding yourself with, and are you the smartest in the room?
Are you the smartest in the room? Also, I always got to add something. Also, how are you using your time? Time is the most valuable resource for human beings.
Right.
And how you use your time is just like how you spend your money. It's like life currency. And it's just like, as we always have said, it's like a hourglass, and each thing going down is a day in your life.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, there's a towel over it almost, so you don't know when your time's going to run out. That's why you have to spend every single day with purpose.
Right.
With purpose. We all have a purpose, but, time could be the thing that, you run out of. So just how do you spend your time?
Yeah. Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
All right. So a quote I live by is actually by Frank Ocean. Shout out to Frank Ocean, you got to drop this album, fam. You got to drop it like right now. But he said it was work hard in silence and let your work be the noise. So be humble when you're working hard, and don't don't work hard and get the attention from it. Don't work hard so you can get the attention. So, don't be like, oh, I worked this 9-hour shift just for attention.
Right.
Be like, I made this. And don't say how hard you work for it. You know what I mean? Your creation should be your noise. It should be what gets you the attention. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Make the creation a noise.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Appreciate you, man. You brought us gifts too. We appreciate you.
Yep.
As always, this will always be on here every show. Now people will see
what
this.
Is it at Bold Concepts?
It's going to be at Bold Concepts on Instagram. And then beingoverlookeddaily.com.
Exactly.
I'll make sure I put that link in the description.
Yes, sir.
So you guys can check
it out.
The
Misunderstood Millennial t-shirts are now available for purchase on the AnimaTV website. go ahead and grab your shirt. And it's a movement, it's a lifestyle. This is Jay Thomas.
It's to Anima with the great Dan Stacy.
Yes, sir.
This is the Millennial Believers.